Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. NFL preseason has begun, and we are doing our NFC North and AFC North division predictions today. We've got myself, Ariane Shamadi, Brandon, Paul, Ryan, and Aaron. What's going on, boys?
What's up, everybody?
It is finally time for some NFL.
We're so close to football season.
What do you mean close? We already started, man. I was blowing up the group chat. Everybody made me shut up. I was talking about preseason games, man. I've missed football.
I mean, Brandon was texting us about how the Cowboys beat the Hawks in preseason. I don't care about that win for them.
It wins a win. We're starting off right.
For the Cowboys, you count them all.
It's about momentum, camaraderie. Like those wins mean something. They don't mean a lot and has nothing to do with the regular season, but it's good for the team. So I'm happy about that. All right.
I had a comment, but we'll save it. We'll save it for that division when we get to the East episode coming up in a couple weeks.
Cowboys haven't won a preseason opener since 2018. So it's great momentum.
Aaron, give him the facts, the 4-0 facts.
Look, no, we'll get into that. Let's get into the AFC, NFC North, because that's why you guys are here. You're here to talk about your favorite teams. So sound off in the chat for us. Who are you rooting for? What brought you in? Are you a Bears fan? Are you a Bengals fan? Are you a Steelers fan? Why are you here? Who's your favorite team? Get in the comments below and let us know.
Love it. All right. So here's how we're going to run today's episode. We're going to start with the AFC North. We'll pull out a team. We'll pick a team, or we're going to go alphabetically. I'll just say it right there. Give the over-under. Everybody is going to give their take and pick whether or not they're going to go over, under, how they see the season playing out for each team. And then we have 5 people on the podcast today. So whichever one has the majority is going to be the official banner show stance for that team. All right. The only thing I don't know is how are we going to figure out the order? I feel like that's something for Aaron that Aaron usually has for us.
What you need me to do about the
we
team
need like
order?
An order of who's going to go. The team order.
Let's go around. Let's go around the clock. So we'll start with Brandon's in the top middle. So we'll go Brandon, Paul, Aaron, Ryan, Ariane.
Beautiful. Okay. All right.
Are we taking their Vegas over unders? Like the line for Vegas is there this many wins. Are we going over under? Is that what you're talking about on the over
under? And then kind of and what do you think is going to happen for the season?
You got that pulled up, or do I need to pull it up too?
I got them. I got it. Okay. So we'll start AFC North. We got the Ravens. They've got them at 11.5 wins, which I have comments on, but I'll wait. I think that's going to be a while. So, all right, Brandon, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go under for them. I think because they have new coordinators coming in. Lamar they're saying he might get back to his MVP style season this year, but I think with the new coordinators, he's going to have like kind of a setback and kind of get used to all of that. I think he'll be good, but just not at that peak where we saw him. So I'm going to have under for that one. I just don't think they're going to be as strong.
How many win? Like, what do you think? How many wins?
I'm going to say 8.
8. Wow.
8, 9. Yeah. They're
all right.
the playoffs.
Paul, do you got?
I'm doing over. I'm doing over. Fully healthy Lamar Jackson. They have a new defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter. I think the team's going to come back great. As long as Lamar stays healthy, I think the team's going to win at least 12.
Love it.
All right. So we got I'm with Paul. I'm over. I'm in on the Ravens. I think it's kind of now or never. You got Derrick Henry's just a stud, right? Lamar stud. You've got the defense. You've got the horses. It's either going to happen or this is the end for Baltimore as we currently know this team. And I think they are all in for one another. I think they ride for one another. I think that matters a lot in the NFL. And if it weren't for injuries, I think they would have done better in the last couple of seasons as well. So give me over 12 wins for Baltimore. I'm in on them. I think they got a great season and they're looking strong.
All right, Ryan.
The Ravens peaked. Henry's on his way down. Lamar Jackson's on his way down. 11.5 is way too high. I'm taking the under. They have the top 5 easiest schedule in the league, but I think I still think I don't think Derrick Henry is what he used to be. I don't think he can carry 10 guys on his back anymore. And I think Lamar is going to see some regression. So I'm going under.
All right, the tiebreaker. I'm glad it's you as a tiebreaker.
Okay. Man. All right. So I'm going under as well, but, and I thought Ryan and I were going to be in sync there, but so I do agree that it's now or never for the Ravens. I do agree that, I mean, Lamar Jackson's what, 29 years old? Derrick Henry's 32, but he's not your, like, we're going to talk about Green Bay and Aaron Jones a little bit later and being older, but he's not your typical 32-year-old. And
No.
it is like this year, they have a new coach. If everything pans out well, they do have the potential to win 12 games. But injuries, I think, will hold them back. So it's not because they're not capable. It's not because they don't have the ability. It's because I don't see that team staying healthy all season. And because of that, I'm going to go under 11.5 wins for the Ravens.
I will
So,
piggyback off this is their last this is their last ride. Like, I think this is their last full, like, they have to prove it season. I will piggyback off of that. But
I'm gonna be a little bullish on. I don't want to give away too much for the final or for our. My gosh, I'm saying
Our
it again,
Final Fantasy?
our
Final
fantasy
Fantasy League.
football league, guys. So we've got that. If you guys are enjoying this, jump in and you can see which one of us knows ball. I guess based on fantasy, but yeah, I'm gonna be a little bullish on Derrick Henry. As a 32-year-old running back, that is not something you see, but neither is what he did last year at 31, and neither is, like, if you look at Derrick's career, when he's over 340 touches, every other back in history has fallen apart the next year.
That regression's
doesn't
quick,
care.
though. The running back position, it's a blink of an
he
eye
has
when they're stars and they.
I agree,
drop
but
off.
he has disproven that so many times already, because the 340 touch rule is a rule too, and he doesn't care. He is built different. That dude's a house. I'm in on Derrick Henry. I think he's got 1,315 touchdowns this year. I think he's got a huge year coming back again, and I believe in the Ravens. Let's go on to the next team.
How many more prime years do you have in him? The way you're talking about it, like, what do you think? 2-3 more years he can perform like that?
I think it's just going to depend on if the Ravens stay together. That offensive line helps, but, like, he's just built different. He's not a normal 32-year-old running back. He's got a ton of carries through college, through the NFL. But every other running back is smaller than the guys that are hitting him. He's doing more hitting than he's getting hit. So I don't know. There's just something different about him.
yeah, but if they are smart, I see what you're saying about him getting a lot of touchdowns, because I hope if they play him right and they do start to reserve his body a little bit and give him the ball in the red zone, yes, I could see his touchdown numbers being huge, but that's if they're smart with how they use them. And those all things
I
come
said
to play.
only 1,300 yards. That's not a lot of yards for Derrick Henry, but
No,
I still think that's a big year for a big guy, and I'm in. So yeah, I think for the couple more years.
As much either.
Yeah. All right. Official take, though, for Banner Athletic, Ravens are under 11.5 wins. Next team, and then we'll just kind of rotate. So now Paul starts us off with this one. We're going to go Bengals over under 10.5 wins.
I'm saying they'll win 11. They got Joe. They got Jamar Chase. I think they're going to actually win the division and make it into the playoffs pretty easily with how they rebuilt their offense too. And so I'm going to take the over with 11 wins.
That is also, I'm going to agree with Paul again. That's an easy over for
Aaron,
me.
I love this. We're agreeing a lot today.
We are. Sexy Dexy is going to have a massive impact. This Bengals defense is going to be able to perform, and that offense is already elite. Give me a healthy Joe. Give me a healthy Jamar. Let's light this thing on fire, and the Bengals will do what the Bengals don't normally do, and they'll be in the playoffs.
For sure.
Over.
Well
Right.
said.
Me?
Yeah.
So you have the line at 10.5 right now?
Yeah.
I see it at 9.5, which I would take the over 10.5. I'm a little more hesitant.
Where are we seeing the lines from? I guess that's.
I got it from I got them all from FanDuel. I saw the 9.5, but it was.
I see 9.5 too. So
Yeah,
I'm still taking them at
still-
10.5. I think they win the division. I'm with Paul.
I think so too.
Think I'll take them over 10.5. They got the second easiest schedule in the NFL. That offensive line still scares me. I think Burrow's going to get hammered again, but the second easiest schedule in the league. They got T. Higgins. They got Jamar. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over as well. They have the most. I actually
crazy.
agree that they're gonna win the division because I think this division is so chaotic. But if Joe Burrow stays healthy, even though I think they have probably the weakest running backs in the division, but yeah, I think Joe Burrow's too good. Jamar Chase is too good. Their schedule is too easy. I got the over as well.
I got over as well at 10.5. I got 11 games. This is my most skeptical over because of the offensive line and not knowing if Joe Burrow's going to get hurt. I know they have the firepower on the offense to do it, but I'm just very skeptical that the offensive line is not going to hold up for him. And
He got absolutely destroyed on that first preseason drive. They just let him wide open. But
Hopefully the moves they made on defense in the offseason pan out though.
Dude, Sexy Dexy is a difference maker.
yeah, but they can make all the moves on defense. Offensive, I mean,
Joe Burrow can't throw.
Their defense. Yeah, I mean,
No, you're right.
yeah, but I think I do. I think this is a.
That's been the biggest question with them. Joe Burrow never has time to throw.
I know, but I am very. If the Ravens get injured, like I said, I think this is a wide open division. I don't think Pittsburgh. I mean, I don't think. Pittsburgh's not going to do anything, and we'll get to that in a second. Ravens are the question mark. Like, okay, let's move on to the Browns. I don't want to get but I agree though. I agree with what everyone's saying. I think Bengals have the best chance.
Wait, breaking news while we are recording. Yeah. Dallas Cowboys just signed Von Miller. Fun fact.
ooh,
All right.
Breaking news.
He's getting all in this year, man. Okay.
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Browns. We've got Aaron. You're leading us off with the Browns.
All right. So what's my over-under on the Cleveland Browns?
5.5 wins.
Brother, I am not sure. Okay. I love the Casey Concepcion draft pick. I think that was an absolute home run. I think he is going to have a massive impact. I think this is the most talented Browns roster we've seen in a while, even though they let Myles Garrett go, which is insane. But I think they're going young for a reason, and I don't think that they're targeting wins this year. I think they're going to be exciting. I'm going to give them 3.5. I'm going to say 4 wins. So I'm going under on the Browns. Sorry, Cleveland. You're used to it. You'll be okay. Ryan.
6th easiest schedule in the league. Quinton Judkins is an absolute monster. He got injured at the end of last year, but he is a monster.
Stud.
Easiest schedule in the division. I think they can get 6 wins. I'm over.
Woo.
I think they can get 6 wins, but I am going to go with the under because I think they are going to tank. They're going to play Shador Sanders. It's Deshaun Watson's last year of his contract, so they're about to be freed up of that. They've got Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel. Like, they need a quarterback, right? So they're going to tank. They've got, like you said, Quinton Judkins, Jerry Jeudy, Casey Concepcion. They even got Isaiah Bond. I love the Bama representation there, but like they've got wide receivers, they got running backs, they've got a great team. I think next year they will be a problem, but they need to get that quarterback, and they're going to tank to do it. So I think they're going to play Shador Sanders and not win 5.5 or not win 6 games. So I got the under.
I'm going to go over. I'm going to say they're right at 6 games. Deshaun Watson looked like a shell of himself, so we'll see how he plays out his last year. I don't think there's a redemption story for him at all, so I don't think he's going to be good. We don't know about Shador. I think Shador will be better than him. I think he'll be good. think they can squeeze out 6 games. They have all the talent in the world around them, but the quarterback room is not right. So I still think they'll get over, but for 6 games.
So what's the Paul? Are you the
tied right now?
Are you the
Paul's
tiebreaker?
the tiebreaker.
It's under. I think there's too much volatility with the QB. Offensive line is uncertain. It's just a team that still needs to work a little bit harder. I agree with whoever said next year they're going to be something to deal with, but this year they're under 5.5 wins.
Yeah, I think they're going to play the worst player between Deshaun and Shador.
It's like, why would you?
The only scenario where this doesn't happen is if they play Shador Sanders
goes off
start and he goes off and they're like, holy shit, we might actually be able to win right now.
That's the only way I see it happening.
I think they may make a mistake and go to him too early. I do think Shador has made a lot of progress as a quarterback, as understanding the decisions on the field. He's got to put the mechanics to it, but he's already done that in college. But he's making NFL decisions. He's not executing them all, but he is making NFL decisions. Watching the Browns play in the preseason game, Deshaun was too afraid to throw the ball, which makes no sense because in Houston, that was his ticket. Get the ball downfield because that guy, he needs to get some confidence in himself. And this is why I think they're a 4-win team. I think they've got tools. I think they're exciting. But in the NFL, exciting doesn't win football games. You got to be bullish in the trenches. You got to be able to control the clock, and you got to limit turnovers. I don't think Deshaun Watson will limit turnovers, and I think Shador is in a production arc where he is going to grow. They're going to give the kid a chance. I think he's the best quarterback on their roster, and I could easily see them going to him later in the season, hopefully late enough to where they don't win 6 games for their sake, because they need that draft capital as well to get the team built up around him. But I think he's a good player. I don't know if he'll get a home in Cleveland, but he's playing to show the league that he can be there, and I think he will do just that.
And their defense holds up.
Browns had the 13th hardest schedule. Browns had the 13th hardest schedule in the league last year. They finished with 5 wins. They got the 6th easiest this year. I think they get 6. That's my point.
Yeah, I'm not in on the easy schedule stuff. I don't believe in any of that.
So wait, you're taking the
we're
under,
officially under.
Under.
We're
okay.
Under 3. That under.
All right, so Ravens we've got under, Bengals over, Browns under, Steelers. Steelers. I think Ryan, you're leading us off here.
Steelers, the line 8.5. Are you have it 8.5?
I got 8.5. Yep. 10-7 last year.
They cut our boy JJ. Get him out of here.
I am taking the over. They added pieces. Rodgers in that system. DK's in that system. I got to take the over. They're starting to schedule.
DK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still have a little piece in your heart for DK from the Hawks.
Yeah, I want him to cook.
Dude, he's a stud.
Oh, he's crazy.
All right, so you got over. I am unfortunately going to take the over as well, but I hate to do it because I think they had an opportunity here to do something really special for next year and bring in a QB or this year. They could have signed a QB this year, or they could have drafted a QB to be mentored under Rodgers, because they got Rico.
Dude, Alier, that guy cooked in preseason 2 days ago.
What are you talking about? Yeah. They took a quarterback from Penn State in the third round.
He cooked.
You're talking about Drew Aller?
Yeah.
Drew Aller, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's preseason, but he threw like 3 touchdowns on 3 drives. He knows what he's doing.
I saw, and I hope it works out for them, and I hope he is, because right now they have him as
10 for 13.
4th QB. Yeah, I saw he had 3 touchdowns. They had him as like the 4th QB on the depth chart right now, which I don't know.
Yeah, of course.
But no,
that's just the tip of the cap to Mason Rudolph and Will Howard.
But I have no faith that Mason Rudolph or Will Howard will ever be a starting quarterback in the NFL ever again. 100%. So my point is, yes, if it works out for Drew Aller, then that'd be great, because they've got DK Metcalf, they've got Michael Pittman Jr., they've got Rico Dowell, which I still can't believe he's on that team, and Panthers didn't find a way to keep him after what he did for them last season. They got Jalen Warren. They are stacked.
Panthers are stupid. This just in. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean they're stacked. So like I think even though I don't believe Rodgers is going to do anything spectacular this year just because he's 42 years old. They have so much
average though.
Exactly. And I'm also shocked that he decided to stay because Mike McCarthy came back when I thought they had so much conflict back in Green Bay. So that whole thing is confusing to me. I don't think they're going to do anything spectacular, but I do think they're going to get 9 wins just because I feel like I said before, this division is super, super shaky. So yeah, I'll go over.
So there,
the line was 8.5, right?
Huh.
I'm going to go over. I think Aaron Rodgers, as long as he doesn't get hurt first game of the season, he'll play average. And I think with him and Mike McCarthy coming back together, they did have a hostile relationship, but I think they pushed past that, and I think they'll through a lot of speed bumps they may have in the season with each other, and they already know each other. So I think that'll help Rodgers. And Rodgers being his last year, obviously he's gonna go out and go hard. So take the over at 9.
I'm going under. I don't care if they know each other, Brandon. I think the roster is going under construction. It's heavily relies on an aging star that we all love. I love Aaron Rodgers off the field. I don't like him on the field. And I think I'm going to take the under. I'm going to take the under for this year going into this season.
Look, guys, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're going 9-8. It's just what they do.
Every year they do it.
Like, yeah. and I know you got I know you got a different version of a Mike in there in Pittsburgh. You got rid of a Mike, you brought in a Mike. You're going to end up 9-8. It's just what you do in Pittsburgh. I'm going to give them the over, but I think they're 9-8. I think they missed the playoffs, and I think it's a tough finish to the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers, getting knocked out late by a Titans team that I think is going to be a bit hot coming in at that point, and I think the Ravens finish them off, knocking them out. I think they're at 9 wins against the Panthers with a chance to get to 11, and I think they drop the ball and go 9-8.
I'm the lone soldier on this one. I'll keep track of this one. Just a heads up, boys.
All right, so we got official is over for
official
the Steelers.
Is over.
So,
I think we're all right at 9 though.
Yeah, 100%. So all right, so to round off the AFC North, we've got Ravens under, Bengals over, Browns under, and Steelers over. 2-2 split. All right, I think I like where we're at there. I think those were all my picks anyway, so I love where we're at. But let's move on to the NFC North. I was like, I don't disagree with anything.
Everybody
that
agrees
come
with
up
me.
With.
This is
so
good.
Like, no, this is good. All right, I'm going to start with NFC North. I'm going to start us off. We got the Bears. Their over under is 9.5 wins. I'm going to go under for a couple of reasons. One, I think the Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams fairy tale is about to not come crashing down, but it's going to simmer. I think that division is going to be somewhat competitive between 3 teams, and one team is going to blow everybody else out of the water. So I think they're all going to be sitting around that 8-9, 9-8. But I don't want to give away too many of the other teams right now. I don't even know if they know what they're going to be called next year. Could be the Indiana Bears for all we know. It's just there's a lot of chaos going on. I just don't see them. They had a lot of luck and a lot of things go right for them last year, and they won 11 games, and having the over-under set at 9.5 kind of tells you where people think that they overplayed last year, and I think they come back down to reality. Plus, I'm not super in love with any of their receivers. I think their receivers and their running backs and their skill players are all average to slightly above average. And I just don't think they're going to get as many crazy moments as they did last year. So I'm going to go under 9.5 wins. Brandon.
I'm gonna go complete opposite of you. I'm gonna go over 9.5 wins. I think Ben Johnson and Caleb are just starting their spark together. I think they're gonna be great. Caleb has shown his stop laughing. Caleb has,
I think it's good.
Caleb has shown his potential. I think he has it in him. I think the coach, in the beginning years, what he had with his coach really wrote him in a way. I think Ben Johnson's gonna bring something new out of him, and he's gonna show us what he had in college with his skills and everything like that. The wide receiver room, like you said, I do think it's average. I think Odunze obviously is going to be his number one. I think he'll be good enough to be that number one to get him over that 9.5 wins. I think they'll be at probably, I'm going to say 11 wins for them, but yeah, I'm going to go over. I think he's a shining star, and Ben Johnson's going to help him get to where he needs to be.
No way. No
Brandon,
way.
I'm with you. And I love the fairy tale that Ariane dislikes. It's just
I love
something it's the quarterback makes a huge difference. It's a high ceiling there. They're elite young skills. So there is some vulnerability with it, but they also have to prove themselves. And I think the people they have on the roster and Caleb leading them, I think we got 10 wins out of them at least this year.
All right. I am
You like fairy tales?
I am going to hammer the under on this. I hate the Bears. Massive L as far as I'm concerned with Caleb Williams. I see the talent. I don't see
That's a hot take. My Aaron Rodgers was kind of a hot take. That's a huge hot take.
No, I am. Look, I'll stand on it. That's fine. Cut this up later and remind me about it. Get in the comments and tell me I'm wrong. That's fine. I'll stand 10 toes down because I'm not a Caleb Williams believer. I'm just not. Everybody keeps talking about that throw in the playoffs. Dude, that's a bad football play. That is a prayer and a hope that got answered because the defender wasn't paying attention. That should have been intercepted. It was a dumb play that worked out. The reason the Bears won so many games last year, turnover differential. Their defense ate. They kept getting the ball back. I like Ben Johnson as a coach. I don't love Caleb Williams. I think he's a very mid-tier quarterback. I do not think he is elite. I think he has elite arm talent. I don't think he's a good processor, and I think he does not do well long-term in the league. I think you got the Bears, for me, falling back down to an 8-win team this season. A lot of balls bounced the right way for them. A lot of turnovers went their way. I don't think it's going to happen as easily as it did last year for them. Things lined up. That's great. And I think Ben Johnson is a good coach. I think Chicago has a future, but I think it's after Caleb Williams is out of town.
Aaron, you would take Caleb in Atlanta right now, though, with what's going on.
I wouldn't. I don't like him as a quarterback. I don't like his style. I don't like his leadership. I don't like the way he sees the football field.
He doesn't like that he paints his nails, which I kind of agree with too.
That's completely side note. But yes, I don't like that.
Makes them throw a little better, boys.
Does it? It gives him a little polish on the ball, Paul.
It stops
He's got zest.
Yeah, he
stops the vibration pump on the. Who knows that reference?
It's like licking your fingers before throwing a pitch. You got to put some nail polish on before you throw the football.
If it works for him. But my problem with Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson might be a good enough coach to get him past this. I just don't like the way he sees the football field. I don't think he's processing the game correctly yet. I think he got away with a lot. I do like Rome Odunze as far as the wide receiver room is concerned. I think he's a stud. I think he's bona fide, legit top 15 wide receiver talent-wise, and I think he for production, I think he's just going to be a volume guy. Fantasy football-wise, I'm in on him.
I don't think
he had bad coaching his first year, so I feel like this year is his first real go at it with good development, good coaching, everything like that. He had bad coaching.
I actually don't think they have enough talent on the team to be an 11-win team, no matter how good the coach is, too. I think they got. They're not there. They got 11 wins last year, and so much had to go right for them to get that.
Turnovers decide who wins, and sometimes those can be fickle. You can't count on turnovers to win you games, and the Bears had a lot of balls bounce the right way last year. Ryan, what you got?
So we got two. What do we got?
We got Ryan for the tiebreaker.
Right, Ryan for the tiebreaker. Yep.
This one's probably the hardest one we have because they just got a new OC that I actually believe in. They have one of the best tight ends in the league, Colson Loveland, and they have Odunze, go Dogs. One of the, I think potential wise, he could be one of the best wide receivers in the league. With all that said, they have the hardest strength of schedule, and I do think Caleb Williams is a fraud. So I am going under. He does not see. Aaron was right on the money. He does not see that. If you watch the Bears play, he does not see the field well. He is not a. He's a panic quarterback and hucks it up and prays that something lands. And I don't think that's a good recipe for getting wins, especially when you have a gauntlet of a schedule. They're the 26th ranked in terms of easy schedule. So they have the sixth hardest schedule in the league. Yeah.
Sixth.
So I'm going under with all that said.
All right.
But
All right.
Official take under.
Yeah.
All right.
right,
I
who's
hate
next?
that I'm going last on this. Lions. Oh, I have so much to say about the Lions. All right, Brandon. Oh, they're over under. Oh, sorry. They're over under. Sorry.
10.5.
You just have to
Brandon,
guess.
just guess.
10.5 wins. They went 9-8 last year. Over under 10.5. What do you got?
It's hard 'cause I don't really care about them. No, I was kidding. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under with them. Just
Gut feeling.
Gut feeling. They've been in this. I mean, we've seen the system that they have for the past couple of years. Jared Goff got traded out of LA for a reason. I don't think he's clutch when he needs to be, in a sense. But yeah,
Hot take.
Under on that. That's all I gotta say.
Can we please go counterclockwise on this?
No. You're gonna sit and wait.
Oh. All right.
The pain, the agony on his face is great.
Ariane, you said 10.5 for Detroit.
10.5, yeah.
I'm going under as well. I'm not going with my gut, but I think their DNA is pretty dominant in the offensive line. And I like Brian Branch. I just don't think they're going to be able to hit 11 games just with where kind of they won, 6 games is what I was reading late in the last 2 minutes. And I think it's not much has changed for the team. But again, it's going to be close. I bet they're right around 9, maybe even hitting that 10 straight up.
All right, so at 10.5, I'm having a hard time with this division because I do like Detroit's roster in certain aspects. Their defense is where I'm like, okay, you've got an absolute difference maker, and that matters. Like, that checks a lot of boxes on defense when you've got Aiden Hutchinson. The amount of pressure and the way that he allows others to play. I like Jack Campbell. It's not easy to run on them. But there's just something I feel is missing with the defense. The offense, Jared Goff, excellent distributor of the ball.
Great offense.
You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown, top 5 wide receiver. You've got Jahmyr Gibbs, top 5 running back. You've got Sam Laporta, top 10 tight end. Like, you've got what you need. But they can score.
They drop
because
40
you
easy.
Look at like Jameson Williams, bro. Like, who's gonna cover that guy? He's just gonna go, and you're gonna say
nobody is gonna cover him.
Like
nobody.
Like he's a problem with the speed on that offense and the way Jared Goff, in a complete juxtaposition to Caleb Williams, he knows who's going to be where. He's smart, and he has enough arm talent to get the ball there. He's not got the elite arm like you see when you see some of these like wow throws from other quarterbacks, but he's got the accuracy. Not only does he get it there on time, he gets it on the right shoulder pad where he leads his receivers out of trouble. And dude, I'm an Amon-Ra St. Brown guy. 10.5 is such a hard number.
I knew there was a butt coming.
I'm struggling. I'm trying to decide because I didn't look at these lines before. 10.5 is tough. So like looking at this schedule,
They have the easiest schedule in the NFL.
That's where I just am like, I'm watching the lines go. Like they're gonna lose to the Bills, but who else are they gonna lose to? Until, I mean, yeah, I have to go over. Their schedule is a cupcake right now. So I'm going over. I don't believe that they're a playoff like dominant roster, but I think they're going to go into the playoffs looking like Tarzan, playing like Jane. So I'm big on them for the regular season schedule wise. They've only got like 2 difficult games. So they're going to go over 10.5, but I don't see them going anywhere in the playoffs.
We've got 2 unders. We got 2 unders, 1 over. Ryan, what do you got?
It's the over. Easiest schedule in the NFL. You have the second. I mean, honestly, fantasy wise, Gibbs and why am I spacing on the Falcons guy? Robinson or
Bijan?
Right, Bijan. Yeah. You got. They're 1 and 2 in terms of like you have the best running back, you have top 3 wide receivers, easiest schedule in the league. Jared Goff, like they're gonna go over the over.
Yeah, 10.5 is steep, but it is 1,000% the over. You've got arguably the best quarterback in the division. And actually, I don't even think it's that much of an argument. He is. You've got the best running back in division, possibly in the conference, maybe in the NFL, depending on how you look at it. You've got top 3 wide receiver room in the you got top wide receiver room in the division, and top 3, top 5, depending on how you look at it in the NFL. Laporta, best tight end in division. They're so far and beyond. This is what I was saying before. The other three teams in this division are going to be battling for that like 8-9 wins, and the Lions are going to run away with it. They've also got the easiest schedule. And I completely agree with that. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but I think they put them at 10.5 for a reason. They won, 3 of them were tied for 9 last year, but they have them 2 games above the Vikings and a game above the Bears and the Packers for a reason. They're a better team. They have an easier schedule, and it's so far. They're
going to be second division.
I mean, Amon St. Brown, you're right. Between him and Williams or Jameson Williams, I mean, like one of them is going to be open at all times. Jared Goff doesn't even have to be that great to have a great season. I think it's 100% the over. And
second division.
Aaron and Ryan, thank you. Because I was getting worried about that. If we had to make an official stance that the Lions were going to be in the under, I was worried because my vote would have been nothing. Okay.
Yeah, if it weren't for that easy of a schedule, I would have gone under. I'm not a big schedule guy, but just looking at the way it lines up so well for them.
And I think everybody Vikings. I guess Vikings kind of improved, but I have thoughts on the Vikings to begin with. But they kind of improved. Packers and Bears, I think, went backwards. So by default, I think Lions are. I mean, I guess like theoretically they could win 10 games and still win the division. Like it could happen.
That's my problem. Yeah,
I just think I can't bet on that. They got to win 11. Okay, Packers. Number 3, and it starts with Paul.
What's the over under?
9.5.
9.5. Yep. 9.5 for Packers and 8.5 for the Vikings when we get to that. So yeah, 9.5.
I'm going over for the Packers. I like them a lot. I think, like you said, Ariane, they're going to be battling it out, but Jordan Love's comfortable in the pocket, throwing off the green. They have Jaden Reed, Christian Watson, and Tucker Kraft, and it's a solid team. Are they going to be huge contenders with the other divisions? No, but will they get up there probably in the division championship with the Lions? Most likely. I think so. So I go over with them, and good coaching staff too.
Yeah. 9.5 is a tough line again. I think Vegas is all over it. I think they should be because they get paid to do it. But I think they're all over it here. I like Jordan Love. I think he's good. I don't think he's elite, but I don't think he has to be. I like Josh Jacobs. I think he's very good. When you get into the wide receiver room, I like Matthew Golden. I think he's a player. I like Sky Moore with the experience he brings with the Super Bowl trophies, and like that stuff matters. Jaden Reed is still a difference maker. As far as that goes, they have an elite tight end. You know, Ariane's take of Sam Laporta being number 1 tight end. I think he's actually the 3rd tight end in the division. I think Loveland and Tucker are both better, and I'll put 10 toes down on that too. So, but I think this defense, they're gonna get Micah Parsons back, guys. Like, he is still a 1 of 1. He is still elite and such a difference maker. Give me the over on the Packers. This may be a sneaky division winner right here. I know the Lions have the easier schedule. This team could sneak up on some people because they're just really good across the board, and that wins you a lot of games in the NFL. When you're just not bad anywhere, it's hard to beat that team.
They're just solid all around, and they're going to give Detroit a pretty run for their money.
Yeah. And you got to remember, people have to play in Lambeau Field towards the end of the season. That's not fun for anybody. So they got the Texans. They have a free win because of the Texans right at the end of the season. You know, they got the Dolphins and the Texans are 2 of the last 4 games that they play. Those are both wins just because neither one of those teams are going to win in Lambeau.
All right, so we got
Ryan.
over, and Paul, you said over 2?
Yes.
Okay.
I am over as well. I feel like that line's too low. I don't love their wide receiving core, but tight ends, quarterback, they're set. Defense is set. Their schedule is kind of in the middle of the pack. I'm looking at their schedule right now. Late in the season, you got Detroit at Lambeau. Yeah, you got Buffalo at Lambeau, Miami at Lambeau, Rams at. I don't know. I'm taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah. 9.5 is I think it's a good line. I'm actually not as high on Love. Josh Jacobs is fine. I agree with the receiving core, not great. I only think Jaden Reed is going to have better stats than Laporta because of the difference in the wide receivers between the two teams. He's going to be a default
You're
target.
talking about
Tucker Kraft?
Kraft, not Reed.
Sorry.
Kraft is a beast.
Sorry, Tucker Kraft. Yeah, I think
he also got injured, right? He's coming off injury.
He's injured.
He's coming back, yeah.
That was a bad injury, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he's basically already back. They're just still being careful with him. He's ready to go.
Yeah, I think he'll have better stats just because I think the receiving core is weak and like I said, I'm not super high on Love, but they have a good system. They have a good pedigree. They'll win 10 games. I don't see them challenging the Lions in any meaningful way other than what Aaron's saying about playing in Lambeau. I agree with that. That's tough to play, but I think it's a default over. So yeah, over.
I think the line is exactly where it needs to be. They are a solid all-around team for sure, but I'm going to go under at 9 wins. Matt LaFleur's on the hot seat this season. Jordan Love's a good quarterback, not elite. And Micah Parsons is there. Dallas got rid of him for a reason. I think we're better without him. I think we're better without Micah Parsons. Without Micah Parsons.
I think Dallas won. I think Dallas is better off when
Micah
everything
Parsons and they got more around them together for that defensive line. So I think it's more like evened out with players. And there's one great player on that line. Yeah, I never had. It's the same story as the Detroit Lions. I think it's textbook. We've seen it before. I think it's going to be Bears, Detroit, Packers, and Vikings in the standings for that.
I just to help support Brandon in that comment that he made. I think Dallas is better off now than they thought Dallas was going to be after they made the Micah Parsons trade. I do think Micah Parsons can be a little toxic. But I wouldn't say a team is better without him than with him. I just want to like.
Well, we became more balanced without him, and we was more of a defensive.
Yeah, we ended up
but it's not. That's the problem is you are correct. The Dallas defense is going to be better, but it's not because Micah is gone. It's because you made good decisions with what you did choose to do on defense. It had nothing to do with Micah leaving. You would be better if you put Micah back.
Exactly. But I like where we are now than where we were with Micah and everything else.
Yes.
So yeah. But okay, so just to be clear though, do we still have Paul, you went first with the Packers, right?
Yes, I was over. I think everybody's
it's an over except for Brandon.
All right, so we're over. All right. I'm just sorry
because Brandon is over Micah Parsons.
That comment kind of threw me for a loop, even though I do agree with parts of it. All right.
Yeah. I agree with the sentiment.
Yeah.
All right, we got one. We're closing out with the Vikings then.
Vikings.
And they're 8.5.
8.5. They went 9-8 last year. 8.5. Yeah. Obviously, new quarterback. Things, Anyways, who starts? I think.
So I'm kicking us off here, and there's just a lot of bad stuff going on in Minnesota, in general. So I think the Vikings stay on that train, and I think they're under. I don't think that they hit home runs in the draft. I like Jake Golday. I think that's fine. I think you got defensive tackles that you needed, but I don't think their impact right now. I don't love the roster. I feel bad for one of the top 2 wide receivers in the NFL being stuck there. I just don't think the roster is in a position to win games. I think they may come out and be worse than what everybody else is expecting. I do not believe in the Vikings. I like the Kyler Murray pickup, but if he doesn't work, you got nobody on the roster to play the quarterback position. I could see this being a 6-win team all day. I'm under.
All right,
is that me?
Ryan? Mm-hmm.
I'm over. I'm over, and it's the easiest one of the night. I think Kyler cooks. I think Kyler comes out. I think he cooks. You have Jefferson. You have Jordan Addison. You have a good running back. Like, they won 9 games last year with, was 9 their quarterback the whole year? 9 as in JJ? It wasn't, right?
No.
Who was he switching off with?
Not the whole year. He came in, I'll tell you.
I don't even know who he was switching with. Anyways, I'm going over. I think Kyler cooks. 9 wins.
I
go Kyler.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who started off the Vikings because I don't think it was JJ.
JJ McCarthy is on the season he had 1,600 yards, 11 touchdowns, 12 picks, and a QBR of 35.6. So
and they still won 9 games or 10 games.
Yeah, without him on the field. That's what I'm saying. Like, he wasn't playing.
So why do we not know who it was?
He only played 10 games.
That's what
for Minnesota last year. Played in 10 games.
Why do we not know who the quarterback of the Vikings was outside of Kyler?
I know.
I mean, was it Wentz?
No.
Was it Carson last year? Yeah, he played.
I think one. Hold on. Here we go.
No. He wasn't.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
last year.
He was in Minnesota for 5 games.
He started for. Okay, here we go. September.
5 games. Yeah.
Their quarterback room is disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So
I'm over.
Under from Aaron, over for Ryan. I gotta try to see past some of that Homer smoke that Ryan just put out there because
Homer smoke.
Oh,
that's unbiased takes.
You like the mighty midget, and that's fine.
I just think he has more years. I think he could be a stud in the NFL with a competent line and one of the best wide receivers in the league. I
He's
think
not a
they can
pocket
muster.
passer.
No.
Only has-
I think the Kyler Murray pickup was somehow worse than what Atlanta did, and I've made my point clear on Atlanta's quarterback pickup.
The Penix? I can't take
No,
Penix.
Tua.
Oh, yeah.
I think Kyler.
Tua's
I think
awful.
Minnesota picking up Kyler was probably worse than, because I can at least see one avenue for why Atlanta picked up Tua. I don't see a reason why they picked up Kyler other than, yeah, he'll be better than JJ McCarthy. But Aaron Jones was the other running back who's over 30, who I think is going to have a huge drop off this year.
Yeah, he's a different player.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. So I don't think they have running backs at all. Yes, Justin Jefferson it will be a Kyler to Jefferson hero type of throw, but that's not going to be enough to get them over 8.5 wins. I'm hammering the under. I think Minnesota is going to be a terrible team. And I actually think JJ McCarthy, as bad as he was, I single-handedly watched him take down Dallas. Like, he played incredible. He had Mossy. I actually think, like, he's one of those guys who knows, like, in the future, he could actually end up being like a decent quarterback once he develops, once he grows. I don't think Kyler Murray's the future in Minnesota. I think he's a 1 year. Maybe they have a few awesome highlights with him and Justin Jefferson, but that's it. It's under.
This is Kyler Murray's Sam Darnold year. I'm calling it right now.
Hey, look, I like Kyler Murray. That is not why I'm out on the Vikings. So we can come back around to that. We got to get everybody else's take.
I got the under. If you can't hold on to Sam Darnold, you're a failing franchise. You had one of the best seasons in your franchise for a while when he was there, I would say. Mom, born in Minnesota, so I do like them because of that. Kyler Murray, a pocket passer. He is small, can't see over the offensive line. He has his speed, and that will wear out sooner than later, and I don't think he'll go anywhere from there. I feel bad for Justin Jefferson. I'm stuck there, but they should have kept on Sam Darnold. I don't know what they were doing. Had a great season. I know they wanted to kind of go younger, I guess, with JJ and see if that worked, but if I was them, I would have held on to Sam as much as I could, and they just screwed the pooch there. So I got the under, and we'll see where they can go from here. But I think Kyler was a panic pickup for them.
So under, and then we have Paul to round it out.
Got to round it out. And the issue is, I agree with Ryan with if Kyler cooks, if Chester Jefferson cooks, they're going to go over. The issue is they're not going to be cooking. So to close us out, I got to agree with the rest of the boys. I take the under.
I need a side bet with this podcast.
Look, man. Yeah, look. I think Kyler Murray is a good quarterback. I do. I like the way he plays. You don't average a career 70, almost 70% completion percentage without being able to see the field. I get tired. Like, there are certain players like Bryce Young, he stays in the pocket, and you're right, he has a harder time seeing it. They move the ball, they move the pocket for Kyler. You're throwing through windows and you're throwing with timing and anticipation. Kyler Murray has that. Yes, he can move with his legs, and it's hilarious to watch because his legs are moving 3 times faster than anybody else's on the field. If he was more than 5'6", he would actually be really fast. But I think he's good at the quarterback position.
I'm getting nervous. Ryan's doing some Googling over here. He's staring at his screen a little too much right now with us disagreeing with his.
I'm just looking at what Kyler did in his first year. First Pro Bowl, threw for nearly 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns.
He has a better team around him for sure now, but
and he has the ability to do it.
Dude, he's a career 67% completion passer.
8.5 wins.
That's not
8.5 wins is not that many wins.
Right, but you got it. But the problem is all of the teams in the NFL are playing. So if you're going over on all the teams, you're wrong somewhere. Because some of these teams aren't going to hit the number because there's just not enough wins for everybody to hit the over. And that's where I think they've got it in a tough spot. I think they've got a number picked out for Minnesota. And I think the problem isn't Kyler Murray. I think it's the rest of the roster. Because if in the NFL, you're not controlling the line of scrimmage, and Aaron Jones 5 years ago, absolute stud.
Agreed.
Now, he just doesn't play the same brand. Like, I know Derrick Henry's a little bit older, but not much. But they don't play the same kind of position. Like they don't play running back the same way. And I just don't think Aaron Jones's style sticks with him into his year 32. And that's where I think the Vikings just fall behind in a very, very good division.
Okay, so I we could have done this for every team. I'm glad we didn't, but I want to do this just for Ryan. I'm going to go through their games, and I want you to tell me where the 9 wins are going to come from. Okay, I want you to tell me where that, because it's actually, when you look at it game by game, I'm like, I could see that. It's a little bit easier, but be realistic. All right, starts off.
Be homeristic. Go for it.
Yeah, Packers, Vikings, first game. Packers and Vikings. Okay, so that's. All right, so
wait, is it in Lambeau or Minnesota?
No, it's in Minnesota, but the first game of the season.
I mean, it might be tight,
September
but
13th
I'll go Packers just to be safe.
Okay, Vikings at Bears, who you were, if I'm not mistaken, you were high on the Bears, weren't you?
No.
Oh, okay, I wasn't.
I said Caleb was a fraud.
Caleb's a fraud.
Okay, that's right. Okay, good. All right, so you got Vikings winning that game, I presume?
Okay, that's 1.
All right, 1. Vikings at Buccaneers.
Vikings, easy.
2. Okay. Dolphins at Vikings.
Vikings.
Yep. Vikings at Saints.
Vikings.
All right. Colts at Vikings.
Vikings.
Vikings at Lions.
They're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're Super Bowl. I was thinking the same thing.
Lions.
Okay. Bills, Vikings.
Bills.
All right. So they're still at 5 wins. Okay. Vikings in Lambeau, Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Okay. Vikings 49ers.
Where?
Home versus 49ers.
No. They're at the 49ers.
No, they're home versus the 49ers.
Hold on.
It's on NBC on November 22nd at 8:20 p.m.
Then I've been looking at
I'll take the Vikings.
I've been looking at all these wrong. Hold on. I thought that's
great.
They are home versus on the versus.
It's in Mexico City. It's in Mexico City.
Okay, yeah, but it's still the home team is the 49ers.
Yeah, that's what we were saying the same thing.
I mean, the home team is the Vikings. They're you're not you're the verse.
It's a neutral field though. All right.
Okay. So you're going.
Who are you saying between them?
I mean, I hate the Niners, so I have to go Vikings there.
Okay, so that's 6.
Biased take. That's a biased take.
Falcons, Vikings.
Vikings.
Okay, that's 7. Panthers,
Vikings.
All right, Vikings, Patriots.
Patriots.
Okay, Lions, Vikings.
Lions.
All right, Commanders, Vikings.
Ooh, that one's
Vikings.
All right, there's your 9.
And then they have and then if I want some buffer, they have the Jets at home in Minnesota. I'm taking the Vikings against the Jets.
No, they're at the Jets, at New York.
They're at the Jets, yeah.
Oh, they're at the Jets. I'll still take the Vikings.
And then they have the Bears again.
And then they have the Bears at home.
Then you have your biased take on the Niners. So you're floating around.
It's close.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was an easy sweep. But.
Well, no, you picked the Vikings over the Colts. I don't see that happening.
You picked the Vikings over the Colts. You picked the Vikings to win after playing in Mexico City, which teams traditionally don't play well the following season or the following week. You got some iffy ones in there. As far as I
say put money on it today.
It's close though. It's not as crazy.
No,
put money on it today so you can text us at the end of the season how much you won.
Yeah, now I'm a Vikings fan. Thanks, guys. If it was split, I would have been fine, but I have to root for the Vikings.
Yeah, you got to do it.
Shake and base going to shake out too. Don't sleep on Tampa.
Tampa's going to be regret.
All right, we're going to get to the NFC South. We're going to go through every division, guys. If you've hung with us already this long, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for being one of the Banner folks, one of the Banner fans, the best part of why we do what we do. But if you liked this one, we didn't go to your favorite division, that's coming up soon. We're going through every team in the NFL this season for you. Lock in here because this is where you want to be with the NFL talk. I promise it's going to be a lot of fun. We look forward to spending more time with you guys.
Love it. All right, real quick before we end it, let's just run down real fast where we stand at the Banner Show. So Ravens, 11.5 wins. We are going under. Bengals, 10.5 wins. We're going over. Browns, 5.5 wins. We're going under. Steelers, wins, we're going over. And for the NFC, we've got Bears 9.5 wins, we're going under. Packers 9.5 wins, we're going over. Vikings, I'm sorry. I apologize. Bears 9.5 wins, we're going under. Lions 10.5 wins, we're going over. Vikings 9.5 wins, we're going over. And I'm sorry, Packers 9.5 wins, we're going over, and Vikings 8.5 wins, we're going under.
I'm sorry,
That's
the Bears
it.
is crazy.
That's a scramble.
Bears under is crazy to me.
No, I like the Vikings over the Bears over. I think the Vikings have a better chance to go over 8.5 wins than the Bears do to go over 9.5 wins.
All right.
All right.
Well, we'll find out in about
All right, guys.
20 weeks or so.
Tune in. The next
We gotta
one is gonna,
You
next
gotta
one's
save
gonna
these
be.
notes. Save these notes for the end of the
Oh,
year.
I've got them. I got them. Yeah. Next episode is going to be AFC and NFC South. So
All right.
thanks for tuning
Let's
in, guys.
go.
All right.
Have
See
a
you
good
boys
night.
then.
Appreciate y'all.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Peace.